Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Depends on what time you are watching this video right now. The objectives in this video is for us to learn how to do inline text formatting such as bold, italic, and underlined, followed by attributes and style attributes along with their format. So to start, let us first open our text editor. So you can use whatever text editor you have there or you're comfortable with. You can use Notepad++, Notepad, Sublime Text, or Visual Studio Code, or whatever you have there on your computer. So let me just use Notepad++. So before we start the coding, let us first save our work. So click File, Save As. I'll put my file in the documents, and I'll just create another folder for my HTML files. I'll open it, and let's save our work as inline text formatting. And of course, do not forget .html at the end of your file name, because if you forgot to put .html on your file name at the end of your file name, it will not be opened as a web page. So let's save our work. Now, let us start with creating the HTML structure. So if you still haven't watched our previous videos, you can start with that HTML introduction to HTML, followed by the text tags. So inside the HTML tag pair, we create the head tag pair. So outside the head tag pair, we do the body tag pair. Now let us title our work. Let me put the title tag pair, and then let's title it text formatting. So before we continue, let's check our work if it's properly working. Let's click Save. Let us open our file, HTML files. Here, inline text formatting. Sorry, there. So now that our structure is properly working, let us start with the text tag. So let me use P for the text tag. So let's try first bold. Okay. So in order to bold your work, as you can see, it's here. In order to bold your work, you can, or your text, you can use the B tag. Let's try it. Control S or click File and then Save. Open your file and then refresh. There. Now the text is bold. Or you can also use strong. Click File, Save, go to your, there. Still, it's bold. To italic your work or your text, you can also use I, Control S, refresh there. Or you can use emphasize or EM. Click File, Save or Control S, refresh. There, it is still italic. To underline your word or your text, you can use U, Control S, refresh, there. Or inserted or ins. Control Save, copy. There. How about let's try in this text Let's make this into bold. Let's make is into italic and a text into underlined. Save it, Control S, and then refresh. So now this bold is italic, and then a text is underlined. How about let us make our text bold, italic, and underlined at all at the same time. The text is bold, italic, and underlined. So let's save our work. Click File, Save, and then refresh. Now the text is bold, italic, and underlined. So there are also a lot of tags to display special types of fonts, such as mark, um, subscript, superscript. So here are the tags that you can use to format your text. So you can just screenshot it or take a photo of it. So now let's go with the attributes and style attributes. Let's go back to our codes. So attributes will always have this format. So let me just use a comment code here. By the way, comments inside these comment tags, it will not show to your browser. So this is just a guide for those who want to see or to check the source code. So attributes will always have this structure. So first is the tag, and then the attributes equals double quote, and then the closing angle bracket, and then the value. So now, what is attribute? So attribute, uh, they give more information about the tags, or they also format the element itself. So again, the element is from the opening tag, the content, up to the closing tag. So if I highlight this one here from the opening title up to the closing title, now that is your title element. And this is your P element from the opening P up to the closing tag P. So attributes help or give more information about your tag. So let us try here on our body tag. So first is tag. We have the body attribute. Now, there are different types of attributes. So as for the body, let's use the BG color or the background color followed by equals, two double quotes, and then the value. As for the value, it depends. It always changes based on the attributes that you uses. So BG color, since we are talking about color, we will use color here. Let's use green or gray or whatever color you want. So click File, Save. Let's open our work and then refresh. Now, as you can see, the color of our body has been changed to green. So you can change it whatever you want. You can also use hex code, hex color code. Let's say be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know. I don't know if there's a color code like that. Yeah, it's blue. Okay, so let's continue. So that is your attribute. So it is always after your tag. So tag space attribute equals to code and then the value inside the code. Okay, so now let's go to the style attribute. What is style attribute? So style attribute, it is also a type of attribute that we use to uh, design, from the word style, to design our tags. So let's work on here with a P. So let's go use style. As for the style attribute, it has a different format than just your usual attribute because it has property and then the value. It doesn't look like this, but it looks like this. Tag style equals code property and then colon value and then semicolon. Oh, I forgot the go saying code here. Okay, so let me just copy that one and then make it a comment. So your style attribute will always have this format. So the tag space style attribute equals code and then the property. As for the property, you can have here, since we're working with the text, you can use font size, font family. You can also have here the color of the text, text align. So let's first use font size. Font dash size. And then followed with a colon. And then the value. So again, the value, it's up to you. So since we're talking about the size, we can have here 100%, 200%, 300%. It's up to you. I'll just use 300%. 100% is the exact same size of, or the normal size. So let's refresh it. Let's go back to 100%. There. So that is your normal size, right? So 100% is just your normal size or the default one. So let's make it into 300%. Control S or save. Go back to the file and then refresh. Now we have a bigger text than we usually do. So after this semicolon here, you can put another property and then value. So let's try, let's put font family. Let's change the font size. So after the property, we put colon and then the value. What font family would you like to have? So let's have here Courier and then semicolon. So now let's change the content here. The text is in 300% and with Courier font style. So let's click save, refresh. Now the text is in 300% with the Courier font style. So after this semicolon, you can still add another one. So let's try putting it in the center. Or let's try changing the color of it. So let's change color. The property is color, colon, and then let's change it into, let's say, yellow, and then semicolon. So click file, save, and then refresh. Now the text is in 300% with the Courier font style and yellow color. So always remember, style attribute will always have this structure. So when we are working with, or when we are formatting our tags using attributes, it will always have this format. Tag space, what attribute will you use, equals colon, I don't know, I'm sorry, quotation or quote symbol, value, and then the quote ending. Okay, so that's the end of our discussion about text formatting, bolding text, italic, and underlined, as well as the attributes, style attributes. So we will talk more about the attributes. What other attributes can we use for? Okay, and also style. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. Thank you so much and have a great day. Bye bye.